we haven't really looked too much into the northernmost island of Japan yet, so let's change that. Today we're looking into Hokkaido. I'm Faye, and this is how I plan for Japan. So we're going to start with Sapporo, which is the largest city in Hokkaido, the fifth largest city in all of Japan, and the youngest major city in Japan as well. And this place is notorious for winter. As you go north in Japan, you get more wintry and less tropical, which happens with everywhere, but it is a lot more noticeable in Japan than most places. Because most places you go the length of Japan, the climate doesn't change too drastically. Japan fucking does. You go to the south, you have balmy beaches and tropical weather. Here, you have snowfields and goddamn buildings made out of snow every year. Because Sapporo is famous for their snow festival. And I am not surprised. The fact that you have this level of bullshittery happening made out of ice, I don't know how the fuck you meant to compete with that. They have sledding around. They have, God. They have inner tube races on the slopes. I'm sure there is a proper term for it, but I can't think of it. But the fact that they managed to make an entire building out of snow and it's not just an igloo is astounding. However, there you go. It's actually coming up in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. However, we're not going at that time of year. So snow is not that interesting for us. A few of my friends will be around Japan at that time period, but I don't think they're going to Sapporo. Next up, Shuri Kibito Park. I just looked at this because it said chocolate factory, and I want to Willy Wonka my ass into the. I want to be Augustus Gloop going straight up that pipe. Poor terminology, still not inaccurate. But yeah, if they have a chocolate factory that you can go into, that would be dope. But apparently, the famous souvenir for this place is one of their cookies, which look pretty basic, I'll be honest. But in Japan, snack culture as a gift is a much bigger thing than it is in Australia. The closest you get is bringing back one of those giant Toblerones from the airport. Even then, eh. Next up, we have the food guide. So, Hokkaido is seafood. Seafood everywhere. But they get some cool shit. So Hokkaido gets the transparent squid, which is awesome. I'm fairly sure that's what is in the middle of there. But they also get your dairy, because apparently it's milk and butter all over the place. Fruit, ramen, but the last thing on here is my favorite, the Genghis Khan. The Genghis Khan, which is any lamb dish. Because this dish, the picture we have on here doesn't do this justice. What they do is they just make a dome out of usually your vegetables. I'm misreading this. What they do is they, in a lot of situations, they will make a dome out of the food with the meat in the middle of it. But it's not on this website. And it could have been very inaccurate actually, but apparently it's an insult. It's like the fact that Aussies call the New Zealanders sheepshaggers, or the English call the Welsh sheepshaggers. It's always a sheep dish, and it's meant to be a bit of a joke on Genghis Khan and the sheepshagging. But and beer. Beer is huge in God, I'm forgetting where we're talking about. Hokkaido. Then we also have Kamakura, which is famous for having a giant ass brass Buddha. Sorry, bronze Buddha. But also having your weird little fucking tropical style island. Because nothing I say can be correct, can it? But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight, actually. I hope you've enjoyed the bullshittery that I put out. If you have, don't forget to hit that sub button down below. Yeah, I've been Faye. You've been awesome, and I'll see you all next time.